Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this stitch. This stitch has only 2 rows repeat. I think you can do a neck warmer, but for this stitch I will put a link in the description box that will take you to my other YouTube channel that I do crochet also, and the stitches are different there than Nati, and you can get this style. But what I'm gonna do now, what I'm gonna show you now, is to make this somewhat straight, not going diagonally. Yeah, it's very easy. You can do with variegated yarn, you can do with changing colors or just plain color. The stitch is not reversible, so for a wrap, for a infinity scarf, I think it's nice. Even for a hat, if you like, if you work in round. Yeah, it's a very easy stitch, but this one, well, might eat some yarn, so depends on what you choose to do. Make sure that you have enough yarn. Okay, with this stitch we're gonna chain multiples of 3 plus 2 more. So I have here 15, and I'm gonna chain 2 more chains. We're gonna skip the first 2 chains, and into the third chain we're gonna do a double crochet. So this row is gonna be double crochet in each chain. So you're gonna move to the next chain and you're gonna do a double crochet. And I'm using now 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. You will choose the sample that I showed you. I worked that with 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I think this stitch will look nice either way. If you use a thick yarn or a thin yarn, I think it's beautiful. And I think it's nice if you put you change colors or you work with variegated yarn. So this row is gonna be double crochet in each chain. Just now we're gonna do this, but I think for a neck warmer this stitch it's nice to do. And I have on my other YouTube channel, the other crochet YouTube channel that I have, I will show you, I'm showing you how to put together that neck warmer, or at least how to do it. Okay, and the last chain we're gonna do a double crochet also. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna chain 3. You're always gonna chain 3 the end, and then turn your work. So now we're gonna move to the second double crochet here, and we're gonna do a front post double crochet. Then the space between the next double crochet and this double crochet that we just worked through, this space here, we're gonna put in there 2 double crochet together. You have 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, and we're gonna put 2 more double crochet together into the same space. So when you have 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. Okay, now we're gonna skip the next 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, and into the third we're gonna do the same. We're gonna start with the front post double crochet, and in this space between the next double crochet and the double crochet that we just worked, we're gonna start putting 2 double crochet together first. You have 3 loops, close, and 2 more double crochet together into the same space. It's gonna look like this in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, again we're gonna skip the next 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and into the third. For that we're gonna do a front post double crochet, And in this space between this double crochet and the double crochet that we just worked, we're gonna do like 4 double crochet together, 1, 2 together. So skip the next 2 and into the third we're gonna do the same. Front post double crochet first, and then in this space first 2 double crochet together, then 2 more double crochet together into the same space. So again, we're gonna skip the next 2 double crochet, and into the third we're gonna do the same. Front post double crochet, and at the end here we have a double crochet and the chain that we skipped, so we have a space between this where we worked and the next double crochet. We're gonna do the same. First 2 double crochet together, and 2 more double crochet together. You have 3 loops. Pull the yarn through all those 3 loops, and at the end, yarn over the hook, we're gonna go on top of the chain 3, well, the chain 2 that we skipped in the beginning, on top there. See? And we're gonna do a double crochet. Okay, again, chain 3, turn your work, and now here, yarn over the hook, we have the cluster of 2 double crochet together, in total 4, and we have the front post from the previous row, front post double crochet, and this cluster of double crochets together. So between this front post double crochet and this cluster we have a space there, so in this space we're gonna do 2 double crochet together, and we're gonna go back again into the same space and do 2 more double crochet together. And now we have the front post from the previous row, in which we're gonna do a back post. So yarn over the hook, you go behind that and you wrap around your crochet hook around that double crochet, or the front post, pull up a loop and do a back post double crochet. Again, you're gonna skip this and you're gonna go into the space between the front post from the previous row and this cluster of double crochet together, and we're gonna start by doing 2 double crochet together and 2 more double crochet together into that space. And now we're gonna do a back post through this front post from the previous row. I'm gonna do a back post double crochet, and I'm gonna repeat. We're gonna search for the space between this cluster and the front post from the previous row. So we're gonna do 2 more. And now back post around that. So these are the 2 rows that you're going to repeat. This one that we're working now and the previous one. Well, I'm going to do 1 more row with the next row just in case, just to show you. So 1 row you're going to have with front post and 1 row you're going to have with back post. That is the only difference. They're going to do a back post. If it helps, you can pinch it like that and pull, if it helps. So now at the end here we have the cluster of double crochet together, the front post from the previous row and the chain. So we're going to do the same. I'm going to find that space between the cluster of double crochet together and the front post from the previous row, and we're going to repeat. I'm going to do 2 double crochet together, go back again for 2 more double crochet together, and then we have the front post from the previous row. So we're gonna do a back post, double crochet, yarn over the hook, and we have the chain 3. So on top of the chain 3 we're gonna go right there and do a double crochet. You're always gonna finish with a double crochet at the end each row. So you're gonna chain 3, turn your work, and it starts to form. Looks like this. So now we're gonna repeat the row, the first row. So what we're gonna do, we have here the front post right here, this one, the front post, and then the cluster or double crochet together. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna around that front post, and we're gonna do a front post, double crochet, and then in the space between this front post and the cluster there is that space, and we're gonna do 2 double crochet together and 2 more double crochet together, and we're gonna repeat. So the next, you see the front post here, and it's the space between the cluster and the front post. So first we're gonna go around that front post and do a front post, double crochet, and then the space, in that space here, 2 double crochet together first, and 2 more. If I move too fast, you can slow down the speed of the video and you will see exactly what I'm doing. It's gonna be kind of slow motion. So you move to the next, you have the front post, and you do a front post first, and then into that space 2 double crochet together and 2 more double crochet together into the same space. So you move to the next, the front post is here, and in that space here I'm gonna put those double crochet together, 2 more. I know I repeat myself for those that are, well, somewhat beginners. So now at the end we have here the last cluster, the front post, the cluster, and the chain. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the same. Go around that front post, do a front post double crochet, and then into this space we're gonna do all those double crochet together, the cluster, and 2 more. And now at the end you're gonna go straight to the chain 3. On top of the chain 3 right here, a double crochet. It's gonna look like this. So now you're gonna chain 3, turn your work, and you're gonna go straight to the space. You have the cluster, skip this, and you're gonna do the cluster of double crochet together. And these are the rows that you're gonna repeat on and on and on. So now you have the back post. So right here, back post. And you're gonna skip the cluster, you're gonna go straight to the space between the front post from the previous row and the cluster, and you're gonna start with a cluster of double crochet and then back post and so on. Yeah. And at the end you have here the cluster. Gonna go straight to the space between the cluster and the front post. You're gonna do all that. We're gonna do the back post, and then on top of the chain 3 you're gonna do a double crochet, chain 3, and you're gonna start again. And somewhat this way it's a little bit, how you say, straight. It doesn't go in diagonal. It's really nice to change your colors, or if you have just one plain color, maybe it should be one that pops up, yeah, a little bit nicer. Yeah. So this is the stitch. Well, if you like, give it a try. You might enjoy this this stitch. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching.